What's up, guys? It's Jay from Master of Tone Pedal Demos, and I'm here today looking at the Strymon Brigadier, an analog style delay with tons of features and options that takes it way beyond most other traditional analog delays. It's actually a digital pedal, but it emulates that Bucket Brigade analog pedal so well that you can't even tell the difference. So I got this pedal. This actually isn't my personal pedal. I got it from pedalgenie.com, which is a great place where you sign up for a subscription. You make a wish list of the pedals they have in stock, and then they send you one at a time. You can try it out, keep it as long as you want. When you're ready to send it back, you just send it back, and they send you another pedal off your wish list. Really, really cool place if you're somewhere like me where you can't try a lot of new pedals. So go check that out. But today I'm going to show you everything the Brigadier can do, and then I'll show you how I've been using it on my personal board in live worship settings for the last couple weeks. The gear I'm using today, we're running everything into a Scarlett audio interface, and it's running my vocal mic and then a mic on my amp, which is a Vox AC4 TV head with a 112 speaker cabinet with a Vox Celestion Blue installed in there, and this is my Fender Modern Player Telecaster thin line with P90 pickups. It's a really cool guitar, and here's what it sounds like without the pedal on, just clean tone. And here's the pedal on. So this pedal can do a whole lot of cool things, and I'll walk you through everything it can do. Right now it's set up on a short delay setting with dotted eighth and a really fast tempo, so it gives you that slap back. It's what you heard in the intro of the video, that kind of slap back 60s delay. I know I'm not a great at doing that kind of 60s lick, but I try to just show you what it sounds like. So that's a pretty cool way to set it up, but it can do so much more than that. I'll kind of take you through each of the knobs and what they do. The first big knob over here is the time knob, and that tells you that's just your delay time. So it can go, it's a huge amount. Most Bucket Brigade pedals, if you're familiar with Bucket Brigade delay, they have maybe one Bucket Brigade chip, or maybe some of the more advanced ones have 6 or 8. This one can do all of that plus so much more. It could do, like, I think it's like 16 Bucket Brigade chips at once if you wanted to. So crazy long delay times, which I'll show you in a minute. The next knob is the bucket loss knob, which is kind of a weird knob, and a lot of people don't really know what it does. But it's basically this: that when in the old analog style pedals, when you used to add the more chips you added, kind of the more degraded the signal would get as the delay trailed off. So that's kind of what the bucket loss knob does. The more you turn it up, the more kind of degraded it makes those repeats as they trail off. The middle knob is the repeats, which is just how long the delay goes, how many times it repeats back. The big knob, which I always like to put these big knobs on my pedals because I'm a singer, and I can't get down on the floor a lot while I'm playing, so I like to be able to have those big knobs and be able to change them with my foot. That's just the mix knob. That just is how loud the delay is, as opposed to your dry signal. And then the knob that's turned all the way down is the mod knob, which adds modulation or the chorus effect to the repeats, which just gives you that real cool kind of warbly sound depending on how you have it set up. So right now I've got it set up with everything pretty much at noon, except for the mod, which I have all the way off, and that's what you heard before. Really cool kind of fast slapback delay. I don't use that a whole lot, so I'm going to kind of take you through some of the other settings. It can do those same kind of things, and with the switch, the mode switch, you can go short, medium, or long. So in the medium setting, it sounds like this. And that you can get some slower time. And then with the long, you get crazy long delays, way longer than any analog delay could ever get you. Crazy long. So I kind of like to set it in the medium setting, where you kind of have best of both worlds. And you can always tap in your tempo if you want a different tempo. Like I said, right now it's set on the dotted eighth setting, which is the tap delay, or the tap division. So you can set it on quarter note if you want to, and then it'll just be exactly what you tap. Or you can set it on the triplet function, which is at the bottom, and it just adds in those triplets, which is really cool. Now the modulation is where we talked about earlier, that it just adds in that warbliness, that chorus effect. So I'll show you what that sounds like. A little goes a long way with this knob. You don't need a whole lot before it starts to get crazy mod. But here's what it sounds like. We'll bring that mod up just a little bit, and you'll be able to hear how it modifies those repeats. Go back to a dotted eighth setting. Just add some of that modulation. When you get up into the, like, closer to noon on that, it can get really kind of like detuned, which is cool if that's what you're looking for. So I kind of like to keep it more down this way. The last thing on there is this pedal has some kind of secret secondary functions. If you hold down the tap and the bypass at the same time, some of the knobs kind of have a secondary function. So the mix knob, if you hold down both those switches, the mix knob works as a 3 dB boost or cut. So if you wanted it to be louder when you kick the pedal on, you can do that. If you wanted it to be quieter for some reason, you could do that. And then the bucket loss knob, when you're holding down those two switches, the bucket loss knob does this really cool thing where controls the filter of the repeats. So you can make the repeats brighter or darker depending on how you like your repeats to be. I like to take them darker to get more of that kind of carbon copy style analog delay. So all you do there is just push both the buttons, and I just walk it all the way out. And that's when you get a sound like this. So they get nice and dark. So no matter where you got them at, they don't get in the way of your playing. I will say one more thing. If you're playing or have your guitar live, when you tap the tap switch, it kind of does this analog-y thing where it kind of freaks out a little bit. So I've had to make sure that I'm not tapping while I'm playing on this particular pedal in a live setting, because it sounds like this, which is just super weird. But it's cool if you're looking for that kind of thing. I'm really not. I just want to get the tapping in so that I can start playing. So I've just been having to do that either with the volume down or not playing the guitar. Now I'm going to show you how I use the Strymon Brigadier on my live pedal board in the worship sets we've been doing for the last couple weeks. This first example, I've got the mix pushed a little bit past noon, the repeats up some, and I've added in a little bit of reverb and overdrive, and this is what it sounds like. In this example, I've got, I'm flipped back to the middle position on the guitar, added in a bigger reverb, and then I've walked the mix of the pedal back a good bit and slowed the tempo down. For this last example, I've gone back to a smaller reverb, put the pickups position on the guitar in the middle, and walked the mix back up a good bit on the Brigadier, back up to about noon, but I'm keeping it at that slower tempo, about half the tempo of the song, and it sounds like this. If you have any other questions about this Strymon Brigadier pedal, please don't hesitate to ask. Comment on this video, and I'll do my best to answer your questions as best I can. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram at Master of Tone, and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks.